Next, we're going to take a look at working with images in Microsoft Word. To do this, click on Insert, then Pictures. This takes us over here to the Pictures folder, and you can see that I have downloaded this image. I'm going to insert it. This now opens up our Format tab, and we are going to work from left to right. So let's start first with Remove Background. When I select this, you can see how it removes the background, but unfortunately I'm losing a portion of the ear here, some of the neck color, and a portion of the tail. So first thing I'm going to do is resize this by clicking on the resize handles. You can see now I've got the ear back, I've got the neck back. I'm still missing a portion here and missing a portion of the tail here. So what I need to do is click on Mark Areas to Keep and select those areas and select here. There we go, I've got that back, and then looks like there's a portion here that's missing. So I have that back. But in the process of doing this, you can tell that I've picked up some black area here that I don't want. I can now go to Mark Areas to Remove, select that black area, and trim that out. And then I can select Keep Changes, and I now have my image. Alright, I've placed the original image back in Word because I want you to see how you can adjust these images within Microsoft Word. First thing we're going to do is click on Corrections, and notice that you can sharpen or soften the image, and just by holding the cursor over that image, it will automatically change it to give you a preview of what it looks like. So if I go down this, I think these are rather dramatic. The other thing you can do is go to Picture Corrections Options. This is going to open up the Format Picture area, and you can sharpen this manually. You can manually change the brightness or the contrast. So you can, and then if you decide that you've done what I've done here, which is I don't like any of this, I can click Reset, and then I can go back to try to adjust this image to something that I like. The next thing is we have color. You can change the color saturation so that you can, and then again you can just move the cursor over these to see how you like them. If you want, you can actually recolor to some kind of image that you like, or you can if you don't like any of these colors, you can also go to more variations and select a color that you want, and again, just by holding the cursor over the particular color, you can see how it's going to alter your picture. So we've gone over Remove Background, Corrections, Color. Next will be the artistic effects. There are some preset artistic effects that you can add to your image, and by moving the cursor over the image, it will tell you what it is and then give you a preview of what the image will look like. So this is just some of them. If I went with this, I would click on it, and if I wanted to change some of the transparency, I can, or if I want to change some of the scaling, then I can do that as well. If I decide again I don't like the changes I've made, I'll just click Reset, and that fixes the problem. The last area here of the Adjust group is the Compress Pictures. This is used when you want to reduce the size of the image and you want to be able to send it via email or some type of other format. This will simply compress it and make the image smaller. Next is you can change the picture, which it will save the formatting of the current picture and allow you to go back to another one. And then finally is reset picture. If you've made some changes or overall you're dissatisfied with the image and you want to start all over, you would click on this. Okay, let's say that we've made some adjustments to our picture and we are satisfied with these. We want to add some type of border or some type of an effect to look like this. Well, let me show you how to do this. I'm going to first of all reset this image. And first of all, you can select from any of these preset forms. So let's go with this one. And now we can go to picture border. You can select your color that you want. And we'll go with this. And then you can select a picture effect. Now these picture effects should be very familiar with you because if you remember, when we worked with text effects, many of the same options are available here. So I'm going to go with reflection. And if I want to, I can also go back to picture effects, go to reflection options. And then if I want to change the transparency to make it lighter or to make the reflection a little bit darker, I can. You can also change the size of it. So this is now my image. If I'm satisfied with it, I will just hit enter to keep the changes. Okay, let's say we have some text and we have our image and we want to arrange the image within the text. To do this, we have multiple options, and this is where the arrange section comes in. So the first thing I want to do is go ahead and resize this image. So I can click on the resize handle and I'm going to resize this, and then I'm going to drag and drop it into, let's say, right here. Notice what happens. The text breaks and it inserts the image. The first thing we're going to look at is position. I can position this wherever I want it to be, and when I find an area that I like, let's say I want it here, I'm going to click on it. Notice you have an anchor here. That means this image is anchored here, and wherever I move it, the text will flow around that image. Next thing we want to look at is the wrap text feature. To do this, the first thing we want to do is resize this image. We want to make it a little bit smaller, and then we're just going to insert it somewhere in the middle here. And then let's take a look at our options. This is square, this is tight, this is through, top and bottom, behind text, in front of text, and then edit wrap points. I've selected this one. You notice there's a red border around the image, and notice that the cursor actually changes from a bar to these directional arrows. So you can actually swing these out and you can create your own type of region of how you want the text to flow around the image. If you wanted to move this image behind the text so the text is easily visible, then what you would do is you would select your image, go to wrap text, and behind text. Notice it's now anchored. We'll move it up here. And I'm just going to nudge this out a little bit. Then you're going to go to color, select washout. And then this makes the text easy to read, but you can still see the image behind it. Now let's say we want to change the position of our image, you can rotate it 90 degrees, you can flip it vertical, flip it horizontal, or you can go here and actually be more specific on how you want to change the image. I strongly recommend you always leave the lock aspect ratio checked. That means that when you resize it, it will always retain the proportions within the image. Next is crop. Crop allows you to cut out things from the image that you don't want. So if I don't want the top part there, then I can crop it. Another thing I can do is I can go to crop and crop to shape. So let's say that we select this heart, and if I'm satisfied with that, I can click on it and leave it like that. You can also go to crop and edit crop, and notice that the pictures behind here, you can change the image to where you want it located, and you can also actually change the shape of the heart or the image that is that you've used to crop. So you can resize that, and then you can move the picture into that, and then if you're satisfied with it, click, and there you go.